Congratulations to each one of you tonight. I know how much it can mean to have your work affirmed and to realize that, people are reading it and really believe in it. And so I just want to say that I am so proud of each one of you and can't wait to see what you'll write next. I found out about the Writing Awards in 2006 from a teacher. I was lucky enough to go to a school where a lot of teachers knew that I was a writer, and they would always put cool opportunities in front of me. And I had one teacher who not only helped me rehearse my poem, because I did submit to the spoken word category, he also recorded it and made sure that it was edited, and that it was perfect for submission. So I'm super thankful that I had that teacher in my life. It was really great to receive a scholarship. At the time that I placed second for the award, I wasn't sure how I would be able to afford college, and so to have this small accolade really affirmed that not only did my writing matter, but that it was going to help me go to school was huge. I think that the way I write these days has changed because I'm writing a lot of different things. When I was in high school, I was very specifically a poet, and a poet who performed. So I was writing with an audience in mind. These days I'm working on a novel, I'm working on prose, I still perform on stage, and so I write for that, but my mind is continuously changing and my process changes according to what I'm writing. I do not perform Vicious Cycle anymore. I think that my writing has changed in the last 12 years. I'm gonna date myself. But I do still believe that the poem has a great importance, and there are folks who receive, copies of the Penguin Random House booklet and will see that poem and reach out to me. And so I'm glad that it still has a place in the world, even if it's not on stage with me. The best writing advice I've ever been given is pretty simple, and you've probably heard it, but it's just to keep writing. There's this writer who I love, Lori Halse Anderson. You might know her. She's the author of the book Speak. She is amazing. And Lori says that you just have to keep creating. You don't know what book is going to be the book that reaches a massive audience. You don't know what book is even going to be published. You don't know what piece of writing is going to be the one that really kind of changes the vibrations of the world, but you keep creating, and eventually you'll get that one piece that is really speaking to the human experience. And if you're lucky, you get that more than once. I think wanting to keep writing in your life is great. You have to make time to keep writing in your life, right? There are all these studies that show that people who read creatively and write creatively are more empathetic. And so even if you want to be a doctor, an engineer, or a politician, or whatever it may be, if you have that desire to keep writing in your life, I hope that you really follow through with that, because it's going to make you a better human. It's going to help you connect, and honestly, isn't writing the best way to process? And so when we're going through these big changes of college and part-time jobs and leaving home, that's when you need writing the most. And so I hope that even if you just set aside 5 minutes a day to journal, to follow up on a poetry prompt, to work on that short story, I hope you keep doing that, because you need it and the world needs it. It's important to keep writing against all odds of recognition, because the writing isn't for the recognition, right? The writing is for you. That when I wrote the poem Vicious Cycle, it wasn't for a competition, it wasn't for any accolades, it was because I saw something happening in my neighborhood and I had to speak about it. And that urgency, that is what makes writing connect us. It's what makes us keep doing it. And so you don't write for the pat on your shoulder, you don't write for the laurels, right? You write because it's a necessary thing to help you keep going, but also because it honestly does change the way that people move through the world. Congratulations again to each one of you taking important risks in your writing, and happy 25th anniversary to the Penguin Random House Creative Writing Program.